Hello dear fans. Who discovered penicillin? Even at the beginning of the 20th century, despite a huge leap forward in the field of medicine, a large number of diseases were difficult to cure or did not respond at all to treatment. But when the antibiotic penicillin was discovered, everything changed for the better. Millions of human lives have been saved over the decades. Alexander Fleming. It was this Scottish scientist who discovered penicillin. Born on August 6, 1881. After leaving school, he graduated from the Royal College of Surgeons, after which he remained to work there. After England entered the First World War, he became the captain of the military hospital of the Royal Army. After the war, he worked on the isolation of pathogens of infectious diseases, as well as on methods of combating them. History of the discovery of penicillin. Fleming's worst enemy in his laboratory was mold. Common grey-green mold that affects walls and corners in poorly ventilated and damp rooms. More than once Fleming lifted the lid of the petri dish, and then noticed with annoyance that the Streptococcus cultures he grew were covered with a layer of mold. It took just a few hours to leave the bowl with the biomaterial in the laboratory, and immediately the nutrient layer on which the bacteria grew became moldy. As soon as the scientist did not fight her, everything was in vain. But one day, on one of the moldy bowls, he noticed a strange phenomenon. A small receding hairline has formed around the bacterial colony. He got the impression that bacteria simply could not multiply in moldy areas. The antibacterial effect of mold has been known since ancient times. The first mention of the use of mold for the treatment of purulent diseases was mentioned in the writings of Avicenna. The discovery of penicillin. Having retained the strange mold, Fleming grew a whole colony out of it. As his research showed, streptococci and staphylococci could not develop in the presence of this mold. Previously, conducting various experiments, Fleming concluded that under the influence of some bacteria, others die. He called this phenomenon antibiosis. He had no doubt that in the case of mold, he had encountered the phenomenon of antibiosis with his own eyes. After careful research, he finally managed to isolate an antimicrobial drug from the mold. Fleming named the substance penicillin after the Latin name for the mold, from which he isolated it. Thus, in 1929, the well-known penicillin was born in the dark laboratory of St. Mary's Hospital. In 1945, Alexander Fleming, as well as the scientists who established the industrial production of penicillin, Howard Fry and Ernest Chain, were awarded the Nobel Prize. Industrial preparation of the drug. Fleming's attempts to establish industrial production of penicillin were in vain. Only in 1939, two Oxford scientists, Howard Fry and Ernest Chain, after several years of work, were able to achieve noticeable success. They received several grams of crystalline penicillin, after which they began the first tests. The first person to be saved with penicillin was a 15-year-old boy with blood poisoning. Thanks for watching.